Man, what was the closest you've been to being trapped? This took place while I was working for Campus PD during college. I developed an interest in a colleague who we'll call Claire. She was an attractive woman in her early 20s, with a figure that could turn heads. However, Claire was really friendly with the other guys at work and had a reputation for going around the office. Despite feeling like she was out of my league, I decided to shoot my shot. One day, we bumped into each other in an elevator and struck up a conversation. From then on, we started chatting occasionally whenever we ran into each other. During one of these conversations, I discovered that Claire was a mother of 2 kids and lived in Section 8 housing. As a broke college student, I wasn't looking to get involved with someone who had children. Nevertheless, I had no intention of taking things seriously with her. I just wanted to have some fun. I eventually mustered up the courage to ask Claire out to dinner. I walk into the break room and sit down to eat. I look over at Claire as I anxiously wait to pose the question. I'm trying to hit. I see her bend over to grab her food from the fridge when I notice she's wearing a short skirt. I immediately felt the blood racing to one area below the belt. She ends up sitting directly in front of me. I started by asking her how her day was going. Attempting to smoothly transition into asking her out, I opened my mouth and began with, "Do you want to grab a bite later?" However, in between the words bite and later I accidentally choked on my food and spat at her face. She glared at me with disgust as she wiped the chewed food off her cheek. She turned me down with a simple yeah, no. We didn't talk for a while after that. Around the same time, my longtime girlfriend had left me, so I threw myself into my work at the PD and started making significant progress in my career. I was on track for a salaried position and felt good about my prospects. However, I was missing some excitement in my personal life. It had been months since I had been with anyone since my breakup, and my desperation led me to download dating apps to find someone. Weeks passed, but none of the conversations on the dating apps led to actual dates. I was feeling pretty low at that point. However, one day at work, Claire unexpectedly started showing interest in me. We were having lunch in the break room when she approached me and struck up a conversation. I was caught off guard and had barbecue sauce all over my mouth while eating wings, hardly my most attractive moment. Grabbing a napkin to clean myself up, she asked me how I had been. I managed to tell her that I was good but busy and tired due to work and my classes. She laughed and playfully called me nerdy, jokingly offering to give me private lessons if I needed help with my coursework. I realized she didn't mean working on anything relevant to my coursework, being that she herself never graduated from college. I played along with the joke, which ended with her inviting me out for drinks the upcoming weekend. On Saturday night we were about to have our first intimate encounter. I received a text from one of my friends and colleagues at the PD, Officer Langley. All the text said was, "Cancel. Now. We'll tell you why later." Confused but trusting my colleague's advice, I decided to postpone our plans. I called Claire and quickly made up an excuse, telling her that I had car trouble and wouldn't be able to get it fixed in time for our date. Since she didn't have a car herself, the date became impossible, which would give me the time to figure out what was going on. A few hours later, I visited the PD, and Officer Langley explained what had happened. Earlier that day, Claire had been at the front desk, unaware that Officer Langley was in the squad room, where conversations at the front desk could be overheard. Officer Langley overheard Claire talking on her cell phone to one of her friends. She had been discussing how she was going to get paid that night. She also mentioned she was about 5 weeks along, confident that I wouldn't be able to tell due to the timing of the dates. I sent her a message after that saying, "Good luck finding the baby daddy," and never gave her the time of day after that. God bless you, Langley. God bless you.